Fox News. Breaking news.
Some breaking news right now, folks. The Senate Democrats just stabbed America's national security in the back. Are you surprised? They voted to keep the Department of Homeland Security shut down while terror threats against our nation are at critical levels. The vote, 51-46. And here's the kicker that tells you everything that you need to know. Only one Democrat who had the spine to vote with Republicans to protect this country. I'll let you guess who it is. You're right. It was John Fetterman. That's it. Only one. Meanwhile, TSA agents are working without paychecks. Airports are descending into chaos, and Democrats are sitting on their hands, refusing to even negotiate. So what are they really after? I'm going to tell you, though, what exactly this means for you and your family. See, if you're planning to travel this spring break, get ready for hours-long security lines at every major airport in America. TSA workers are quitting. They're calling in sick. They're taking out loans just to feed their families because Chuck Schumer and his radical Democrats would rather play political games than pay the men and women protecting our skies. One father of three just quit his TSA job, quote, "My family has to come first." This is not some abstract Washington fight. This is your security. This is your safety. Your safety when you board a plane. Well, Democrats block funding for Homeland Security. Who's watching the border? Who's tracking the terror threats? Who's going after the child traffickers? Nobody's getting paid to do it. You see, Republicans have passed the funding. President Trump's administration is ready to sign it. But Democrats are holding America hostage, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. And folks, speaking of national security threats that Washington doesn't want you thinking about, I'm going to share something absolutely critical with you right now. We've been tracking a developing story out of Washington, one the legacy media doesn't want you to see. As Iran destabilizes the Middle East, the federal government just made a move that could reshape America's security posture. And here is the truth. Our nuclear subs, our warheads, our next-gen power grid, all of it depends on uranium. We import almost every single pound of it. See, it's not about energy independence. It's really about survival. Because a nation that can't power its own military doesn't control its own destiny. That's why smart patriots are looking at atomic minerals, trading as ATMMF in the U.S. and ATOM in Canada. While Democrats play shutdown games with our security agencies, the real strategic minds are positioning for what comes next. Do your own research. There is a full briefing that's been prepared exclusively for Next News viewers, SU. But understand this, uranium is not optional for American military supremacy. Now let's get back to the Democrats' assault on the very agencies that are keeping Americans safe. And this is what really burns me up about this whole thing. This is not even the first time Democrats have done this. You remember last fall, they shut down DHS for 43 days. TSA workers took out loans to survive, and you know what? Many of them are still paying those loans back. They got 2 or 3 paychecks, and boom, Democrats did it again. The Phoenix airport alone lost 8 officers in just 2 weeks. Workers are getting paychecks for $4, $13 paychecks. Democrats won't even return phone calls to negotiate. Take a look at this. TSA agents still recovering from Democrats' 43-day shutdown last year, and Democrats are refusing to pay them once again.
TSA workers are bracing to miss their first full paycheck as the partial government shutdown nears its 4th week.
Lawmakers have yet to reach a funding deal for the Department of Homeland Security, and until they do, agents will have to work without pay again after last fall's 43-day shutdown.
Everybody was thinking it wasn't going to be a long one this time. They did it to us before. It can't happen twice. That's what everybody's thought was.
A lot of my officers are trying to pay back the loans that they took out to survive the first time. So we got 2 or 3 paychecks, and then boom, here we are again.
And some TSA unions are still fighting for back pay corrections from the last shutdown. Meanwhile, airports nationwide are now seeing an increase in absences and resignations as spring break travel takes off. That means longer security lines for thousands.
Yeah, we've been reporting on that 3 and 4 hour wait times. Senate Democrats just blocked the critical bill to reopen the Department of Homeland Security as America faces serious terror threats. To vote 51-46. Fetterman, the only Democrat with the common sense to vote yes with the Republicans for the American people. Here's the moment. Motion to vote cloture on the motion to proceed to the consideration of H.R. 7147, the Consolidation Appropriations Act. Senator Katie Boyd Britt. Republicans stand ready to fully fund DHS and pay every hardworking man and woman protecting our nation and the American people. Here she is.
Fortunately, that's exactly what it would do. And it's interesting to see someone from Washington not care about paying people who are working on our border, not paying people who are working on our coast, not paying people who are looking at going after child traffickers there in her home state. Look, the other thing about this that's very dishonest is that as talks on go, you heard the leader, you heard John Thune say the last offer the White House sent over was now 14 days ago. We have heard nothing from Democrats. We have asked them to sit down with the White House, with Republicans, so that we can have a conversation about how to move forward for the American people. They have actually denied us that opportunity. So you cannot sit here and say you're looking for a pathway forward if you refuse to have a conversation and or return paper to the very people who can help create that pathway. So yes, that's exactly what it is. It's defunding the police. It is defunding our border security. We are not going back to Biden's failed open border policies. We are not going back to a rise in fentanyl and drug overdoses, and we are not going back to not going after child predators and criminal illegal aliens. So we're going to keep fighting. We want to pay our TSA officers. We're going to go down to the Florida Day bill, so stay tuned to that. We're going to continue to offer the opportunity to pay our Department of Homeland Security as these talks continue, but there actually has to be talks. So that's the nuance there. And I encourage our Democratic colleagues to come to the table and put people over politics and stop playing theater right there on the Senate floor.
Playing theater, putting our nation at risk. Speaker Mike Johnson says Democrats are to blame for the TSA lines and travel delays.
Critical agencies like FEMA and TSA that are unfunded, experiencing significant staff shortages, and that's why travelers around the country have felt already the unfortunate effects. This weekend, airports reporting record wait times. All of that is because of the Democrat shutdown. If you missed a wedding or a funeral, you're worried about missing your flight for spring break this week, you have Democrats to blame. The Republicans have done our job. And Democrats are also to blame for the tens of thousands of TSA agents who continue to show up to work despite not having their paychecks. Those are hardworking people. They got families. They got bills to pay. They have real, regular lives, mouths to feed. And they protect our skies and they ensure our airports are functional, and yet Democrats are blocking their paychecks. And here's the big question. Why are they doing it? Why would they do that? They know all these things are happening. Why would they do it? It's very simple. They keep showing us over and over. Why is FEMA unable to process new grant applications for natural disasters? Why are our airports so congested and unreliable? Why is our homeland so vulnerable to threats? The answer is simple, because Democrats have made the conscious political decision, crazy as it is, by word and by deed, to protect criminal illegal aliens over hardworking American citizens.
To protect criminal illegal aliens over hardworking American citizens. Caroline Levitt posting this: the Democrats' shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security is a complete disgrace. Democrats in Congress are intentionally hurting innocent Americans for purely political purposes. She posts this CBS News headline: a dad of 3 felt forced to quit his job at TSA as the partial shutdown continues. My family has to come first. Everybody was thinking it wasn't going to be a long one this time. They did it just before. It can't happen again. That's what everybody's thought was.
Why are we even here if we're not going to get paid for it?
Martina Santana, a transportation security officer at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, doesn't know the next time she'll receive a full paycheck. The last one was minimal.
People saying they got $4.25 paycheck, a $13 paycheck, a $70 paycheck.
Department of Homeland Security funding has been frozen since mid-February as Senate Democrats and Republicans continue to disagree on the 2026 budget. This comes not long after a 43-day shutdown last fall.
Everybody was thinking it wasn't going to be long one this time. They did it to us before. It can't happen twice. That's what everybody's thought was.
The local TSA union representative, Jovan Petkovic, tells me some Phoenix workers are still fighting for back pay corrections from the last shutdown.
Being basically backstabbed, being abandoned basically by our leaders.
Absences and resignations are increasing.
In the first 2 weeks, we lost 8 officers.
All while travel surges for spring break. Airports around the country, including in Houston and New Orleans, saw hours-long lines this week, forcing passengers to rebook later flights. Sky Harbor didn't see anything that extreme, but some wait times crept above normal this week.
What's your opinion why we don't see that here in Phoenix?
Phoenix is different. We have a lot of people that, like I said, we have a lot of old timers, a lot of people that have been 22, 23 years, and it's just, and they work their 40 hours, they work their 80 plus extra overtime hours.
Santana and Petkovic tell me even their most dedicated workers can only go so long without receiving the pay they deserve.
Eventually, people are going to get exhausted.
And they are. And eventually, there will be a terror attack on this country. And the blood will be on the Democrats' hand. And this is what the establishment media will never tell you. It's not about budgets. It's not about policy disagreements. This is about spite. Senator Katie Britt exposing the truth that Democrats haven't returned a single piece of paper to the White House in 14 days. They refuse to sit down. They refuse to negotiate. They're intentionally causing suffering to score political points against President Trump. They don't care if TSA agents lose their homes. They don't care if your flights get delayed. They don't care if the border goes unprotected. You see, this is the modern Democrat Party, willing to defund the police, defund border security, and defund the agents hunting child traffickers, all because they hate Donald Trump more than they love America. And this is exactly why we do what we do here at the Next News Network. The mainstream media covers for these Democrats while hardworking Americans suffer. So share this video with everyone you know. Let them see what Democrats are really doing to our national security. And drop a comment below. Do you think Democrats should be held accountable for every TSA agent who can't pay their rent? Yes or no? And since you made it this far, congratulations. Here's a free gift from me to you. Text raw feed to 844-840-4963. It costs you nothing to receive direct messages from me to your phone. When the algorithm fails you, when the notifications fail you, I will not. And that's why I want to make sure you get the messages and the news that you are here for. Again, you made it this far through the video. You're at the end. A lot of people don't make it this far, but you care. And that's why I want you to text raw feed to 844-840-4963. We only want the people that care. If you haven't done so yet, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You can turn on your notifications, you might get them. But this story is developing by the hour, and we're going to stay on top of every single update. And don't forget to check out the Next News merch shop right below this video, a little shelf down there. Grab some product you like, support the work we do here, and show the world where you stand. You see, the Democrats thought they could shut down Homeland Security and get away with it. Well, they were wrong, because we're watching, we're reporting, and we're not backing down. I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.